I am Sophie Bradley and I am the Enterprise Development Manager at Yellow Submarine. Oh wow, it's a big question. So we are an Oxfordshire-based charity and we kind of operate in two halves. So there's a social side of Yellow Submarine, which runs holiday clubs, residential trips and all sorts of activities for adults and young people with learning disabilities. And then we have a social enterprise side, which is kind of my half. And we have two cafes, so one in Oxford on Park End Street and one here in Whitney. And we also run a life-changing bakes project where we teach young adults how to bake. And within our cafes we run a traineeship. So we train young adults who have learning disabilities and autism for around 18 months, and we help them gain the life skills, the confidence, the independence that they need to move on to something else. So we kind of bridge the gap between leaving education and entering employment. So I've been here now for almost 10 years. It will be my 10th year of working here. So we opened our cafes in 2013, our first one in Oxford. And I think in those almost 10 years, no day has ever been the same. So, I think all sorts of jobs or places I've worked before, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. You work with the same people, whereas here, there's so many things that are different and unknown, and it's different people every day. And I think working with people with learning disabilities is something I've never done before I worked here. And we obviously are here to teach them and to train them, but the amount that they teach us just about people and life itself is just amazing. And I think I couldn't imagine being in a more rewarding job. There's lots and lots of ways you can support Yellow Submarine. So the obvious ways that you could support any charity, you could make a donation or volunteer some time, particularly on things like activities and holidays. There is always a need for extra pairs of hands. But also, you could be a customer in our cafes, so come and buy a coffee, because the opportunity that provides a trainee to serve you, to use the till, to carry the tray, to clear the table, that's what they're here to learn. So without the customers coming in and buying stuff, we have nothing to teach. And we also have an online shop. So all of our bakes that we make here, we sell them in the cafes, but we also sell them online. And we post nationwide. So you can, just from sitting at home on your sofa, support us by buying a box of cake. So we opened our Whitney cafe in 2015, so 8 years coming up. And that was because we had our first cafe in Oxford and we were full, basically. We had more people wanting to come and learn and train with us than we could fit in. And Whitney was where quite a lot of our members were coming from. So instead of opening up somewhere else in Oxford, it made sense that we would come to Whitney. And also the cafe here in the leisure centre is such a big part of the town. I think most people in Whitney have been here at some point, whether it's because their kids are in the pool or they've been to yoga. And so to actually centre a cafe that's training people with disabilities in a really public space was really important to us. I think we've helped educate the public on what it's like to actually either have a disability or what it's like to employ somebody that has a disability, because I think it's something that if you don't perhaps know much about can be a little bit daunting, but I think the platform that we've created means that it's been so visible that actually we've had customers then be educated by what they've seen going on here. So yeah, it was a perfectly timed opportunity that this cafe was available because we've made it really our home in Whitney. Yes, so the end of last year we actually won a national award. So we were voted the High Street Shop of the Year in the National Independent Awards, which was a huge achievement for us. It was a public vote and a panel of judges to get through, and we won, which was a really great boost to end the year on and to kind of take us into this year, which is our 10th anniversary of our life-changing cafes, which means we've been supporting people. We've supported over 50 trainees over the last decade. So for us, this is a big year to kind of reflect on what we've worked on and now build on that for our future.